Honestly, we need like 12 more seconds of that because that's a whole little bot right there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is Top 5 Drafts, and tonight we have a bit of a rematch here. And this rematch, I don't even know how this rematch is going to go because they're busy watching football at the same time. So we're going to see if they can pay attention.
Just a second. You're full of shit. I'm not even watching football right now. It's on the commercial. Mike, nobody can hear you.
Take a shot. He just said just a second.
He's still talking. Nobody can hear you, Mike.
Yeah, nobody can hear you, Mike.
Oh no, I wasn't talking. I was but I was saying you were full of shit because you are watching football, like I'm watching football right now. It's okay.
No, it was on just a second. It was on commercial. So technically I wasn't watching football.
With all due respect, just a second. F that. Can you please take over the show? Z is silent. Let them know what this is WarGames
Z
battle.
Is drinking. And while he's
this
drinking,
this elder statesman who now can see the field will win this one.
Woo! Now, for those of you who didn't get a chance to see the first matchup between these two, just to peel back the curtain a little bit.
Wow.
Mike didn't say it on air.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about then. Then it wasn't true.
He said it to me in confidence.
Did I really?
He confided in me. He said, and I quote, I wasn't.
And I quote?
There. That motherfucker with my ass. I ain't gonna lie, he with my ass. So tonight we have Top 5 War Game teams assembled. Now, this is an extensive list, and just doing the research on it, there were about 40 teams assembled, at least like 8 of them, 8 different team slots were the same team for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 war games, which was
at least the first 7 war games.
Yes. Yeah. So I couldn't continue to put them on there, but here we go. Here is our list. It's some crazy, and if you guys can't see that, there's a little bit bigger for you guys. But some really good teams on here. We pretty much know where Mike is going to go. These are in alphabetical order. So it shouldn't be too hard if you can, know who the main person was in those. But the rules are simple. I don't even have the rules here, but the rules are simple. You guys know the rules. 5 picks each. You have a draft wild card to choose. Also, a trade can be made at the end of the draft. Once the pick is made, it is off the draft board. Now,
it's fucking terrible.
Now, we're going to ask EC if he's going to do his traditional deferring to his opponent.
A tradition? You always pass the baton?
He's done it every time.
This one. I'm gonna keep this one.
Well, first of all, there's no keep it. It's a coin flip.
Hold on. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what I was asking for. I was asking if you were deferring because I didn't need to toss the coin.
Just a second, Mike. I have a question to ask you. Have you ever been to the state of Kentucky?
Yes, I have.
See, George, already that tells you he doesn't know.
Oh my God!
All right, go ahead.
I'm getting a coin. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm getting a coin.
He wasn't ready.
No one was expecting you to say that.
I was not expecting. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to say that. All right, so I'm just going to
because of the team I have to pick.
Once I flip it, I'm going to tell you what it is. Well, you tell me what it is, and I'll tell you what it is.
Heads.
Tails.
It is tails.
Shocker.
Oh, this motherfucker Rain Man now. All right.
He didn't have to watch the movie. He did have to watch the movie.
The first pick.
How you don't catch that?
In the draft, Top 5 War Games teams. EC, it is on you.
The first team I'm going to pick is the only team that really anybody should pick because it's the team. And some people might not like it because it's a more recent team, but I'm going to pick them because they're a great team. That is none other than Team Bloodline. We're talking about Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn. The Bloodline.
Big
That's
hitters.
my number one pick.
Big hitters off of.
And that is the only reason why
Immediately. Oh, that's a great pick. I'm not gonna lie. If they didn't go 1, 2, or 3, yeah,
there would have been a problem. Absolutely, they were definitely going to go. Honestly, I had him slated in my top 4. I knew that he would pick them number 1, or second. I didn't think he would pick first, so I'm happy with that. Knowing the personalities here between the two of us, I also kind of knew what you would go with as well. And I could even probably speak for you on your behalf. Like you're talking about, you have the greatest WWE champion arguably of all time. You have the greatest WWE tag team arguably of all time. But your flaw in all that is you have Solo Sikoa, who Solo is great, but as a bloodline leader, he is not. And Sami Zayn, who up until the bloodline came around, none of y'all gave a shit about him. I know I did. I had multiple T-shirts.
I cannot lie. This is very true. I did not care for him.
I bought merchandise, right? So that's cool.
Just a second. You said before, right? This is after.
Before what?
This is after. This is when he was in the bloodline. This is what everybody craved for. That makes them possibly the greatest War Games team ever assembled.
No, not really. Not really.
Who do you have as you're stalling?
Not
time,
really.
Who do you have to come out?
I can pick all 4 that you would still never pick, and they would still beat this team.
I'm so glad that you're in delusional world. It makes sense. You weren't.
No, I'm not. Actually,
I
have glasses now. Just a second. With all due respect.
One pick.
Just a second. With all due respect, I have the floor, and I smoked weed with Johnny Hopkins and Sloan Kellering, and we were firing that shit up all night. All right. So tell Robert, don't get in my face. I'll knock his ass the fuck out.
What does that have to do with anything?
The price of tea in China is the fact that you picked the bloodline, and just like the women you be with at night, they know you're going to come in about 17, 13 minutes. It was expected. Okay, like this is expected as well, because missionary position is not underrated. Missionary position is a great thing to still do if you know how to stroke it right.
Where are we going with this?
I'm going with this. The number one team. The number one team. If you would shut up and let me speaketh.
Oh, go ahead and sack his ass. Go ahead.
I didn't know what to do on that one. All right. I'm gonna take the team that should belong in, that's synonymous with this, the team that brought all this to be. Without them, there is no War Games. So give me the 4 horsemen, but give me the 4 horsemen from the very first. Even though JJ Dillon was in there, they had to have JJ Dillon because of the other side. But give me Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Lex, and JJ Dillon. They're that 4 horsemen. Without them, there is no War Games. You're talking about if Hell in a Cell was created because Shawn Michaels got his ass whooped, well, War Games was created for the same exact reasons, because the horsemen just ran amok in the WCW, NWA at that time, and they needed to be stopped. And so I'm gonna pick the 4 horsemen.
And that is the original War Games match.
The original War Games, 4 horsemen, yes.
Oh, I don't even know. I can find a graphic for this.
Good luck.
Just a second. Did they even have cameras at that time? Could they take pictures?
They did, but the camera angles are trash.
Okay. I thought all of it was like the Flintstones drawing on the concrete chisel. But
you know how that sounds stupid, because you have WWE Network or Peacock Premium, and you can watch it. You can watch it clear as day. Just because you speak loud don't make you correct.
I can't watch it because it's
just because you speak loud doesn't make you correct.
Guys, let me know.
You look stupid. You're wearing glasses in the inside at night. Come on.
I'm not going to sit here and constantly waste time and talk all this rhetoric and nonsense.
I'm wasting time listening to you talk right now.
You're the one talking.
No, you're actually talking. I interrupted you.
You're the one that's talking.
No, just a second. Just a second. Your just a seconds are stupid.
I can pick number 2, and all you keep doing is running them gums. And I'm just saying, let me go ahead and pick my number 2.
You may go ahead, EC.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, sir. Thank
you. Get some damn decorum around here, Z.
Just a second. He did. He said,
you guys make the show so great. I'm just chilling.
I'm picking another recent team from a War Games match that I attended to personally last year. Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, and Sami Zayn. I'm going with them as my number 2.
What makes you pick that team?
Cody Rhodes, world heavyweight champion. Seth freaking Rollins, former multi-time world heavyweight champion. Jey Uso, the most over wrestler in the last year. Randy Orton, 14-time heavyweight champion of the world. Sami Zayn.
Gotcha.
So, actually, I want to wait. I want to go ahead and wait before I actually make my prediction of the way that I see this thing going. Mike, it is all on you. It is your pick.
Okay. You already know where I'm going to go. So you should just stay there. There's no picks for once, Dice. You came up with this concept. You said, I like top five, Michael, but when I joined you guys, we all got the same top five. Just yours might be 3, mine might be 1. We got to decipher this. I think it's the first time I can truly say I don't think we would have picked the same. Even if I love Roman. He's my tribal chief. Well, technically, I got to say this since we're on air. I like to be truthful about myself. We all know Rock's the real tribal chief. But until The Rock actually comes and says that, Roman's my tribal chief. So because of that, I got to go with the very first War Games. Give me the Road Warriors. The guy who I always speak about how Macho Man made me a heel fan. Before Macho Man made me a heel fan, Nikita Koloff, the Russian not sympathizer. It was something about the way, you know, how you say corny things in wrestling. Like, I love my son Christian. He loves the Big Show and Kane and Braun Strowman, and he loves like Rey Mysterio. It was so weird. Those are his top 5. I'm not lying to you. Throw Mick Foley in there. It's weird, right? But it was something about the way that Nikita Koloff said, "Horseman, you're shaky." I'm coming. It was something about that. When as a kid, I was like, yo, that's amazing. Because I hate the Four Horsemen. I hate them. Go watch the interview with Tully Blanchard. You know, I told him, my first question, like, I hated you. I thought what you did to Dusty Rhodes was real. So my second pick is that original, the whole War Games team, 1 or 2. That's my 1 and 2.
So you got Nikita, Dusty, and Paul Ellering with the Road Warriors, that one?
Yes, the very first one with Dusty Rhodes.
Okay.
Ooh. I gave it away when I said JJ didn't have to be there because Paul
did, and I started,
yeah.
But
yeah, that was my hint. But honestly, I didn't think that he would pick a team for mine, but I didn't know, so I didn't want to give it up too much. Because like last one, I'll be honest with you, I said some of those things offline. I'm not sure exactly if Dice said what I said was all true to be quoted on.
Oh my god!
But I do feel like he got the better of me. Like that, watching like live, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? He let me go first? Yeah, I hated him. Go watch an interview with Tully Blanchard. It's one of my favorite interviews. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it back out there as soon as I'm going through because my platform, Blog Talk Radio, is leaving. So I got 3,000 episodes to figure out how to download off of there. And he says to me, you're supposed to hate us. We actually did not like fans that cheer for us because we want, you know, back in the day, wrestling characters mattered. Like kayfabe was kayfabe. They didn't want to be liked. You know what I mean? He was like, you did exactly. Because I had friends that loved Ric Flair. Like I've always hated him. I've always hated the Horsemen with a passion. To this day, I'm not a Horseman fan. I respect them because I know wrestling now. I'm an adult, but nah.
Yeah.
Fuck the Four Horsemen. Fuck them to hell. Fuck them to hell. Did you see the Dusty Rhodes, man? Fuck them.
Okay, so here we go. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yep. EC. Actually, we are going to take a small commercial break since we are on our first 2 rounds up and out of the way, and we will return with 3 through 5 plus wildcard picks. Y'all stay tuned.
Can I ask a question about the Wyatt Six?
Sure.
When they first debuted, they murdered everybody backstage, and now they kidnapped The Miz, and they sequestered him.
No charges.
I was about to say that. Does the police, does 911 not work on WWE? Like,
apparently not. You can murder anybody or kidnap anybody, and no charges will be filed against you.
These guys have like at least 2 serious crimes, and multiply it by what is it? The 4 or 5 members of the Wyatt Six. They should be up on criminal charges by now.
And mind you, Chad Gable was murdered, brought back to life like Jesus, but he was murdered, and you know Chad Gable was not on Raw tonight, and that's a rare.
That's right.
Chad Gable was usually on Raw.
And so I still don't understand how they found him.
Miz just escaped.
The Miz escaped? Like, did he use like?
Escaped. They let him go.
They let him go. Was there any talk of sodomy at all?
I only have to ask Vanessa Swenson.
Because usually, like when you watch a movie or True Detective, like when they have these backward folk, there's always like, oh, you got a pretty mouth.
Why are you
like
trying to make it sound like they're from Alabama?
Well, come on. I mean, you gotta.
That's Venomous Vincent's favorite vacation spot. So you gotta.
It kind of look that way. Like
have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that's your favorite vacation spot.
They never been.
Just a second. But it's still the place you want to go, right?
It's better than Miami.
Just a second. You are aware that no one in the country or the planet of Venus has ever said that Alabama is better than Miami.
Well, I mean, all the rest is good at the rehab, so it has to be that good. It has to be somewhat good.
You got a pretty mouth. Come on.
That's a funny commercial. Welcome back to Top 5 War Game Teams Draft. And recapping the first two rounds, we have Executive Consultant choosing the Bloodline first, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, and Sami Zayn second. And Mike starting off with the originators of the War Games match, Dusty Rhodes, Road Warriors, Lex Luger, Nikita Koloff, and defeating the Four Horsemen. And then the second pick, he has Road Warriors, Nikita Koloff, Dusty Rhodes, and Paul Ellering. So very similar teams. And I'm very curious of why you went that route, but I understand why you went that route. But the team's just too similar to me. I feel like you got one, you got them. So, like, you got Road Warriors twice on there.
Hey, just as, not for nothing, the Road Warriors on the team is always going to be a partial crush. I think they're very good picks. Granted, I like to pick people that are fresh. He wants to pick people from, that broke bread with Jesus. And I respect that. That's fine. But it is what it is. And I'm going to continue to
when you watch wrestling today, do they say that's an Ultimate Warrior pop? Do they say, oh, that's a Randy Orton pop? To this day, all these years later, this bitch missed again.
I needed both of them.
They say there's nothing like a War Warrior pop. They don't even say a Stone Cold stop. New fans try to say that. But wrestlers themselves, that's who matters. Because wrestling fans try to make it seem it's about us. It's not. It's about the people who are behind the Iron Curtain. It's called a War Warrior pop. They are looked at as being that over, that huge. The difference between the two teams, what happened? We lost everything.
You're about to lose me the way they're losing these field goals.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
A week ago, all the Philadelphia Eagles fans were saying that about Nick Sirianni when he was going for 2 instead of getting them extra points. But the way that our field goal kicker is playing today, I can see why he did that. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is a quick recap. We're over here talking about our top 5 drafts for none other than the War Games, because War Games coming up. While we wait for Dice to reset his computer there in Delaware, let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm a little concerned. I have a question, just supposing, because we're doing this off the dome right now. What do you prefer for Survivor Series? Do you prefer War Games or the traditional Survivor Series match?
For Survivor Series, I prefer the traditional Survivor Series match.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that better. I like the dynamic about that better. That was the alternative that WWF came up with at the time to offset the War Games, in a sense. However, War Games is special, and it should only be special. And as long as they don't overdo it, it can continue to be that way. Where one's like it's expected. I want 3 to 4 matches. I hate getting 1 or 2 like we used to get. But yeah, I want every match to be a traditional Survivor Series match, except for maybe, if you're throwing a title match here or there. But even then, make it a fatal 4-way or something.
You can go back to brand supremacy for all I care, for that matter. But I will say that I agree with you. And when Triple H took over, he got rid of the Hell in a Cell and those kind of pay-per-views because he said they should be random. They should feel special. I don't understand why he did that, but decided to actually bring War Games to the main roster and have it as a pay-per-view, especially with Survivor Series, which already has its own type of match. You're not going to bring...
I thought NXT did great with it also.
They did do a good job, but I see why he brought it on the main roster, because the main roster crowd should see it. So I get that. But I feel like it should not just be limited to 1 month, 1 brand, 1 show. It should be whatever. That way you're not – because one of the things I used to hate about War Games, and I'm glad they added a stipulation for Elimination Chamber, so it stopped looking like that for that. I hate the fact that when you have all these teams together around War Games time, they're going to have some big brawl, and then somebody's going to come out and say, it's going to be a War Games. You already know that's what it's setting up for. I like to be surprised. Like I used to love when two people were in a fight and then the commissioner or whoever was in charge comes out and said, "You're going to fight them in hell in a cell," because
in hell in a cell.
Yeah, he didn't know that's where it was leading to. He might have an idea now, because it's always spoiled.
It was his arm,
but it's not the same.
It was his arm, not his leg.
But it is what it is. Can you please hit this guy? Because this is not looking good.
I'm trying to see
that
quarterback.
Thank you. Dice must really be having problems here in Delaware. And unfortunately, we can't just continue because
he has all the stuff.
He has that. Now, granted, I have it all here. I screenshot it and I have it all here. So I can go, but you need it. I'm going to wait for Dice. We'll give him a couple more minutes to forgive us because our football team, we can run an ad. You want to run an ad?
Yes, run an ad.
Yeah, you have a long ad, so this will be nice to give some plenty of time. Ladies and gentlemen, say what that you're watching Unpopular Review.
Last one for sure.
Steve, stop the drilling, stop the madness, stop the oil.
Knoxxx show.
You know who the fuck Bobby Lashley is, okay? His fucking name in AEW is Bobby Lashley. So let's not act like we don't know who Bobby Lashley is. You can cut a short. You can clip this. You can have Max Headroom himself come back from the 80s to make this sound better than what it can sound. But you know his name. Say my name. Say my name. It's Bobby Lashley. Okay? But there is no main event Uso without Roman Reigns.
That's true.
Roman. This is not his shirt says OTC. Doesn't say equal. You know what I mean? Give me some of them honey dudes.
As over as he is, do you think that he will be a world champion? I do not. As big as
still not. He still will not be. He still will not be.
They might give him the nope. They might give him the Kofi Kingston treatment.
Who are we talking about, Jay? No.
Jay.
Talking about Jay.
No.
I think even in.
Why am I getting interrupted?
I don't know. Go ahead. It's the crew. This is what happens when you come in the barbershop. Everybody's all them in the barbershop. You got to get in and fit in where you want to in the barbershop, okay? Or we got one rule around here.
No, I have nothing to say. I'm just interested that you're in the barbershop.
I would just say this. I agree with you. If I had been home watching this on Saturday, I would have wanted to go live up against any other competition show because they couldn't have measured up. Okay, but truth be told, that's why we take our time around here. We make sure they're worthy. Carrie Hilson type shit, Beyonce type shit. We put on condoms.
Don't be throwing Carrie Hilson in the
Have you seen the popsicle? No. Carrie Hilson's an all-time great.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it. Hold on here. Is it the barbershop? Is it the barbershop?
Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. My whole power just went out. Everything just flickered. And
you live in Delaware. We're forgiven.
That you know nothing about. What does that mean?
Well, let me tell you why your power goes on in Delaware. So they have some important military stuff that's nearby. And when they need to clear it, they just cut off the lights in Delaware because they feel like it's not affecting anybody. And they can get through it so fast, it's definitely not affecting anybody. So that's why.
Is this what you do? You just try to chastise everybody because of the place that they live at? Like, what are you talking about?
That's not true. I don't do that. I've never done that.
You're doing the George all the time. What are you talking about?
Delaware shade is crazy. Delaware shade is so crazy. Let me tell you something. It gets dark at 6:00 p.m. down there. Rumor has it. I don't know because I never go to Delaware, right? Rumor has it gets dark at noon. But I don't know. I don't know.
What is the problem with Delaware? What is the problem with daylight savings time? First of all,
like I just heard.
That's our problem. Daylight savings time now.
I hear it gets dark every time an African American goes outside. Okay.
All right. Stop
Sabrina, Facts AC, or you go one-on-one with the Undertaker. But this year's Survivor Series War Game is storyline telling. That might be true. It might not be. Hey, Ludacris is a very underrated rapper. So shout out to Mike Knoxxx for picking that song for another one of his commercials about himself. But I want to shout out Mike Knoxxx for
done 16 years, 3,000 episodes, over 2 million fucking views. You can also kiss my ass. So how about you get my name out your mouth since you like it in there so much?
Shout out to Mike Knoxxx. Shout out to Mike Knoxxx for having Ron on his show and then making a commercial saying, Ron saying, why do I keep getting interrupted? And then Mike Knoxxx proceeds to interrupt him. So I love that commercial. I love it so much.
First of all, you're wrong. We all interrupted him. First of all, Dice interrupted him, then Vaughn interrupted him, and Honeybee's new to the show, and she interrupted him.
Yeah, but then he asked why he was getting interrupted, and then Mike Knoxxx said, I'm sorry, but you got to realize you're on the barbershop. We're on the barbershop.
Number three.
Number three. I give up. I give up. It's like I'm on an NXT show with Barber. Everybody's at
Oh God!
All right, go ahead.
Number 3, EC. The pick is on you to start off the third round.
I'm going to pick another recent one. And I'm going for the women this time. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and unfortunately Shotzi Blackheart.
That's when Shotzi was actually good.
She's never been good.
The best time she was good, she was in high school, and that's because after school she used to go straight to her parents' house.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Actually, that's not true. She was good in wrestling one time. There was one NXT episode. What the hell? Oh, you should have been through it. There was one NXT episode that she dressed up as Pinhead from Hellraiser.
What the fuck is he throwing to?
It was not the receiver. Oh, that was fourth down, third down too. Shit.
There are no third downs in wrestling.
No, there's not.
Okay. And they actually won that match. Is that which War Games is that from? Do you know?
The one with Shotzi in them?
Yes.
That is relatively
new. It should be
new.
2022.
Yeah, something like 2021, 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Okay.
No, 2021.
Canva, I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all stuff straight today because y'all is.
Oh, you said with Shotzi. That's 2023. Sorry, 2023.
That was 2023.
Yeah, my final answer. Yes.
Yes, it was last year in Chicago. That was last year in Chicago. I just automatically block out Shotzi for my
because you have to. She makes it. Listen, until you said Shotzi, I was sitting there saying, "What a motherfucking team!" And then you said Shotzi, and I said, "Oh yeah."
Automatically, she says Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch. Notice I said Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Shotzi.
Dice, I'm not gonna be before you long again. That's a lie. But I'm gonna keep it old. Okay.
God damn! I thought you was trying to win.
Well, in my opinion, I am winning. Okay, you get Derek on here, boy. That's about 10.
He'll write you an essay on
why this shit's the winner.
Derek's going to give you an essay on every single person in the pick.
And to me, Dice, as you give that shade, he only has one significant pick, and honestly, because it's the storyline that you may pick them, but that's not the best That's not the best War Games team, because individually, what makes War Games always has made War Games, like what we talked about off air, or we were going, a Survivor Series team. The best Survivor Series teams are teams that were not just the early ones, because that was different for WWF, but when it came to where it was like Cena and Orton and them all on a one team. You get what I'm saying? When you look at that bloodline team for War Games, I don't think that team is as dominant, because you do add a Solo, you do add a Sami Zayn. That's just my opinion.
With all due respect, which is your thing now, but with all due respect, people talk about 96.
Well, just a second, I wasn't done talking. But go ahead.
You should have been. The 96 Dream Team, because of the names that were on that Dream Team. I'm talking about, you have a team with those names that I mentioned. Say, for instance, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn. I remember I was there for that. That was incredible. Those are 5.
Look, I can't compete to that. I can't compete with that. You're not going to ever beat WrestleMania 28 for me. Hell in a Cell. I was there. There's certain things I can't compete with.
I agree with you.
Right?
And we should do that draft one time too.
When Dice was coming up with
just a second, I got to think of this thought out. Dice, log that. WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell.
When he came up with the different variations of shows we should do, and as soon as I saw War Games, there is no War Games you have it today without yesteryear. It just isn't. Like, this isn't WrestleMania. Well, with fairness, yeah, we wouldn't have had 20 without one, but they're each in their own getting bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger. War Games is still, the name in itself is still fucking bigger than the players in the game that are in the game, in the ring. Because War Games, that name alone when it came back to NXT, it gave you everything you needed. So speaking of NXT, give me the Undisputed Era.
Ooh.
Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, versus Sanity.
as I was getting this together, I think what Wikipedia had was they have the most victories.
Who? What in WarGames?
I think it's Adam Cole, WWE wise. Or they've been in the most matches, and I think they have the most.
Oh, they dominated that black and gold in that black and gold era. That the Undisputed Era.
Very underrated. See, like when I was putting this together, I was thinking, should we just do WWE era? But the list would be very, very slim, and I like when we have bigger lists so I can kind of see who possibly would be left off. It's a better fit because when we did the NXT North American, it was like just guess which one shouldn't be here, and I had to agree with EC when he said Leon Ruff. Because there was no way Leon Ruff should have been on Bad Guy Jack's list, but he ended up on his list, and he messed up. I forgot who the last person was, but he messed up. Who was the
person that wasn't picked? The person that wasn't
was
picked?
It Bronson Reed?
Was Bronson Reed?
Yeah, he messed that up.
And you know he should be one of the last ones. He should have been the oddball out. It should have been Leon Ruff.
I thought it would be Leon Ruff, or it would be Leon Ruff or Velveteen Dream, just because of the allegations. But hey, still a really good one. But like I said, Undisputed Era, probably MVPs of, if we're talking war games for WWE wise, there's been no.
I think without question that when you think of war games now, you think of course, what Roman and them did, and that was such a huge moment in wrestling history. So that's why his number one pick was a good pick. But overall, when you deep into it, the Undisputed Era, like the Bloodline, they ran NXT.
Now,
and then War Games was brought back because of them. Like they were that. How I brought up the Four Horsemen. War Games was made for the Four Horsemen. War Games was brought back because Undisputed Era needed to be put in check.
They walked into War Games dripped in gold. Dripped in gold. I gotta ask this impromptu question. What do you guys prefer more? Because there's been 5-man teams, there's been 3-man teams, there's been 4-man teams. I believe 4 men is a good medium. When you get 5, it's a little too chaotic for me. 3, just not enough, but 4 seems like that sweet spot. What are your opinions?
As far as what? What about the numbers you're talking about?
What do you prefer in your War Games match? You want 5, 4, or 3?
Well, it's always supposed to be 5. That's War Games.
Okay, but they've
I think it depends on the storyline, Z. For me, it depends on the storyline. There have been times like last year, I thought 5 was fine. But there are also times where I've seen where 4 would have been fine. Like this year, for instance, I've gone on record saying that I believe it should have been 4 and 4, the Bloodline versus the Bloodline. Them adding the 2 people, and I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but them adding the 2 people that they are, I thought was a little bit forced, and it takes away from the storyline in my opinion. So I would have stuck with 4 on that. So it just depends on the actual war.
Is it more forced than last year? Because now as I look back, I'm thinking, man, last year was kind of forced a little bit. But now it's like
because all 5 of those people had problems with the Judgment Day. And then Drew McIntyre had problems with Jey Uso, so I was accepting of it.
Yeah, but then I get it. It's always
the 2 people who got added into this year. It's like y'all were nowhere near this storyline, and now
can we just stop talking about that altogether? I have no idea, and that's giving me thoughts in my head. No, I don't know. I've done a very good job.
I don't want him to think about it, so go ahead.
Okay,
we'll talk.
All right, so number 4, EC, it is on you.
Number 4 was a little bit tougher for me.
Still have a wild card pick as well.
Number 4 was a little bit rougher for me, but I did find something. It's still going to be recent, though. It's going to be the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, Ridge Holland, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens.
Because you said Kevin Owens, it saved you.
I agree, because when I was reading, I wasn't there. Right? I said Butch, Ridge Holland. Yeah. But Butch is good, but I wasn't following. Then, luckily, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens saved it. So. I can't disagree with his logic. His logic is absolutely 100% correct.
You put Ridge Holland on there.
In the world for Butch. Just a second. I have all the respect in the world for Butch. Ridge Holland. I don't know how Ridge Holland kept the job. I don't know why he's the number one heel in NXT right now.
Because Big E is too nice of a person and he holds no animosity towards him. If Big E was holding animosity towards him, you best believe he was gone. Skip fucking daddle. I guarantee you that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, accidents happen, so I understand that. I'm just talking about the character himself.
I think what he's doing right now in NXT is it can't be no worse than what we've seen from other people.
All ego? Yeah, you're right.
No, ego. Nah, there's nothing wrong with
my first team, guys. What was my first team? The members, please.
You have
Flair, Anderson, Tully, JJ, and who?
Lex.
Okay, I picked the wrong team.
Ooh.
But it's okay. Because now I feel like it's going to be redundant. I knew I picked the wrong team when I said it. I knew where I was going. Can I ask for a mulligan in this one, executive consultant? It isn't in the same family. It's just the wrong era.
What team did you pick and you say no longer what?
Well, my number one team, I picked the wrong Horseman team. I picked the one that had Lex Luger in it.
Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, and Tully Blanchard in the War Machine.
And JJ Dillon, no. If you look at Dice's list.
Which one did you want?
I wanted
the
Road
Warriors.
No, I wanted the one. I know. I want still 4 Horseman team, but I wanted the one that had Barry Windham in it.
I'm looking for that. I don't see it.
It's Arn.
You want a team that got defeated?
Yeah, from 1988.
Oh, so it's still the same match. So what I did was because there were so many teams that were the same.
Yeah,
I kept them in there where it says defeated. They're still in there as a team, but it's just the slots was just okay. So you still had the same thing.
Yeah, I just switching out Luger for Barry Windham.
Okay.
Of the Horseman team.
You said the 4.
It's still the 4 Horsemen, except for it's Barry Windham in the Horseman instead of Lex in the Horseman. It's the only difference.
One more time, because I'm not following.
1988, Great American Bash, the 4 Horsemen, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, J.J. Dillon. I'm sorry. I just read the wrong one again. Okay.
This is the team that you picked.
No, all right. I thought okay, versus Lex and them. Okay, you threw me off.
Yes, versus. That's what I was saying.
You threw me off. When I asked, remember, I wasn't sure. I thought as long as I had Barry Windham in there, so I wanted to make sure. Okay. All right.
So are you good with that? Or?
Yeah, we're good. So it's my pick. Okay. Number 4. Okay. All right. So number 4. This is where, especially since he just made the pick he picked because those guys suck ass, I'm safe with this one. Okay. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be safe with this one, but he made it safe for me to pick this one. So I'm going to go 89, same Jesus. Great American Bash. I'm sticking with the old ones, man. These are things that stuck out to me as a kid. All right. Dr. Death Steve Williams. You know, when it comes to me in wrestling, I love tag team wrestling. You know how I feel about beautiful Bobby Eaton. The Midnight Express, Steve Williams, just amazing. You get Steve Williams, the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton, and Stan Lane. Beautiful Stan Lane taking on the War Warriors, versus the Freebirds with Jimmy Garvin. You give me the War Warriors, Midnight Express, Dr. Dave Steve Williams. I don't give a fuck what team you put in history. Fuck with that.
Where the fuck is that at on this list? Because you threw out so many names. I'm looking like, wait, who? Wait. Big Night Express, Big Bubba Rogers, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard?
Right there. Look backstage. Come on, need a score.
Where they place him first?
Where the fuck is? Oh, he's in the S. Okay. Oh, I still don't see him.
You don't have that on your list?
No, that's a wild card for you then. Steve Williams, Midnight Express, and Road Warriors. Oh, yeah. That
should be in your list.
Oh, goddamn.
That should be in your list. You got 3 dudes that will literally beat the shit out you probably in real life, and Dr. Death Steve Williams and the War Warriors. Okay, you got Sweet Stan Lane that was he was like the the other version of a Rick Rude, and then Beautiful Bobby Eaton, the technical wrestling prowess that he is. That team is flawless, man. And they had Jim Cornette on the outside as their manager, dog. With Paul Ellering.
I was like 4.
No, they took that team. No, not them bitches. That team was trash. With Bam Bam Gordy and them. I hated that team. Oh, let's go, Shaquan.
It threw me the fuck off, yo. I know my wrestling, but that shit threw me the fuck
off. Most of our fans were wrestling fans at the time. Actually, most of our fans weren't around at that time. But I mean, it's fine. Good pick there.
It's my fault that I was.
No, it's not your fault. I said good pick. I'm just like,
I like how people make fun of my age. Like y'all hope to be my age one day. There,
100%. The way I get out of bed out of a club night, sometimes I do hope to get your age one time.
And I've dodged bullets in my life. All you dodge is freaking penicillin pills. You know what I mean?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay, I mean, because he's a sexually active single male. That's what I meant. Like in that sense. Like his biggest issue is making sure he gets a second.
Mine was curse you the fuck out.
No, it wasn't in that way. It wasn't that way. You're taking that wrong because he said, whoa. It wasn't that way at all.
All right, cool. So
you gotta dodge which bus you're gonna take. How about that? Okay, my bad.
Jesus. I clean this shit up like that.
No, I wasn't. I'm saying the truth. It wasn't meant that way.
Nice. This one down here throws shots. Let's go ahead and run another commercial.
It was not meant that way.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Go, Birds. Run a commercial. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Commercial's in there.
We don't have no more. Give me a second.
Yes, we do. It's at the bottom. Did I ask you, Shotty, if you saw Beetlejuice 2 yet?
I don't know, but I have.
How was it?
I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't better than the first one, but it was still enjoyable enough for me for the entry to the franchise.
Would you have paid to see it, or would you have stayed home and waited for it to come out for free?
So you saw the movie?
Yeah, I saw the movie. That's why I know it's trash. Where are the Maitlands?
They moved on.
Why not? Hear me out. I don't know. Bring back the Maitlands. Or can we get Otho? But instead, we got Monica Bellucci walking around and literally sucking men dry. Beetlejuice was only in 15 minutes of the first movie. There were a lot of characters that people.
And now this is more Beetlejuice. That's why it's Beetlejuice.
1991, when the T-800 came back, who was playing him? Was it Arnold?
Oh yeah.
It wasn't anybody else.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a cartoon. And you know what? It was a hit. It was a hit.
But you know what Beetlejuice was about? It was about Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. That's what Beetlejuice was about.
Trash and more trash. Okay, that's why it's called Beetlejuice twice. It should have been called Trash. Okay, and if they make a sequel, it'll be Trash. I didn't even recognize Lydia. She was weak. I felt like I was watching an election. Lydia. I'm just saying. To me, it reminded me of Kamala Harris, how she was getting destroyed in every scene. And I said, this isn't the Lydia I know. She's not winning. She's not strong. And there was this guy, this older man, who was just taking advantage of it, like Biden. So, maybe, Tim, let me just hold on. Tim, I apologize. Tim's right here, ladies and gentlemen. Tim, I apologize. Had I known you were giving us a vision of the future, I wouldn't have called it trash. I would have just said, well, it makes sense when you skip a primary and people don't get a choice on who to get to pick to vote for.
I'm just curious, but y'all talking about aliens? How the hell y'all get on Beetlejuice?
Because before we start recording aliens, you know what I'm saying? We were just talking.
Gotcha.
So we were talking about Beetlejuice. It must be cold in Philadelphia again, just like WrestleMania.
It was cold at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I gotta check the temperature because they were just dancing around, and I'll use that as an excuse of why we still haven't scored points, and it's almost halftime.
Yeah, that's what we do. We don't score to the third quarter.
We're better in the second half. That is true.
That's because our quarterback sucks ass.
God, right. Sound like beats on the spotted.
Never.
So, Mike.
Let's go, birthday boy.
Good hit, though. Good hit.
What's up?
Let's get the hell up out of here. All right. So the pick that you just had, are you using that as your wild card, or are you using that as your actual fourth?
That's fucked up that I can't put it as a fourth pick.
I mean, I'm giving you the option to because it's not
my
on
fourth pick. It shouldn't be a wild card.
Okay.
That team is goated.
It wasn't on the list.
That team is goated. That's your list.
Man, listen, it was you how many
and I appreciate all the hard effort you put into it, but I told you from the very beginning that your list, I guarantee you're going to have shit that does not go with what I want to do. So here's the first time it's actually been proven. That should have been on your list. That's all I'm saying.
Shit is hard for me, boss.
It's okay, brother. I appreciate the hard work and dedication. Got that Floyd Mayweather shit going on. At least we ain't got nobody here picking a team that has a Shockmaster on it, so we good. Oh shit, my bad. I might have spoke too soon. Go ahead.
EC, it's on you.
All right, for my fifth pick, I'm going to pick a team that I'm surprised was not picked by the gentleman down below. That is also an original. Right. First, I'm going to pick somebody before 2020.
I had a feeling you were going to do this one, and you're a bastard if you pick what I think you're about to pick.
Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Sting is my fifth pick.
That team is goated. That team is goated.
That's because those are like two of your favorite of all time.
I mean, Sting is what anybody listens is goated. What do you mean? The franchise before the franchise was a franchise.
And that was a good Sting too.
Yeah,
that was my Sting, Surfer Sting.
Yeah, I'm all down with that. What year was that? 92?
He don't even know. No, it's not 92.
What year is it, Mike?
Ask him. He picked it. I'm gonna think it was like. I think it was like 92, 93. Oh, what year was that? 94?
Fall Brawl 96.
96. Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
And they went against the NWO.
You know what? And I saw that, and I originally didn't pick the NWO teams because I was that fake Sting. And I was like, oh,
but outside of that team is goated.
If that had been Sting with them, that'd have been the number one pick.
You take away, you put any other member in there. That NWO team is goated.
I said Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Sting. What NWO Sting are you talking about?
In the match, there was an NWO Sting. That's what they were on against.
That's the opposing team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're never mind. Mike was saying he would have picked the NWO team that they faced, except for they had a fake Sting, so he didn't want to do it.
Right. That's what I said. So
yeah. We're on the same page. I don't know.
It's on me yet?
Yep, it's on you. Go ahead.
All right. And I hate to do this. I'm keeping it old school. I think some of you guys, I'm going to go, and this goes against what Mike Knoxxx would do. So, Vaughn, I know you only listen to a show that I'm on, which is pretty messed up. You should like, share, subscribe, follow to all our shows. But I'm going to take the Hulkamaniacs. Hogan, Savage, Lex, and Sting.
Do I have that here?
Russell Ward 92.
I do not have that here.
No, not that one. I'm sorry, wrong year. Fall Brawl 95. Because I can't see your list. I should have brought it up. Oh, that's my fault. I should have brought it up from the chat.
Oh, that's when it was in the camo, No Limit Soldiers.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay, I remember this. Yeah, okay. I remember.
We were talking about that not too long ago. Remember talking about the Master P era?
No. All right, that's okay.
We need to score right here to get the ball at half. Come on, give it to Shaquan. Give it to me. We ain't got baby Shaquan. No, we got real Shaquan. No, give it to this big-headed motherfucker. Oh, he keeps going. We ain't got no timeouts. What the fuck you running the ball for?
Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, that's my bad. All right, so go ahead and put this in here. All right. EC, your wild card pick.
Going back to the modern era, and I'm going to go with another woman team, and I'm going to go with none other than team, even though they lost, Damage Control, Bailey, Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane.
Oof.
They lost.
Not the one where they had Rhea?
No, because the team that had Rhea was, and I saw Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae. That automatically says no. Tegan Knox, she probably got injured in that.
No. I'm talking about the Damage Control team that had Rhea. It was Rhea. It was Bailey, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Nikki Cross, and Rhea.
No, because Dakota Kai was in there.
What is your problem with King Coda?
Well, she's not good. See, it's just like and Mike hit it on the head earlier. Like there were certain teams that were good, and then you say one name and it kind of like takes it down. That team you just said was good. Then you say Dakota Kai, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well, there's your weak link.
You just hate Dakota Kai. You just literally hate Dakota
Just
Kai.
a second. Everybody hates Dakota Kai. That's why she doesn't win world championships, right? Does she ever even compete for world championships? No, because she's not a world championship contender. She won a tag team title because of her tag team partner. Besides that, nobody. Dakota Kai came back on Monday Night Raw and got what kind of return pop? Nothing. They didn't even let her pick up the victory. They still gave it to you.
What is you and Steve's obsession with Pops?
Pops makes wrestlers. Pops makes. When Mike Knoxxx tried to make the argument earlier, all right. When Mike Knoxxx tried to make the argument earlier, what he said was, "How many people you know from the modern day era say the Ultimate Warrior Pop or the Stone Cold Steve Austin Pop? No, they say the Road Warrior Pop. Pops are important in wrestling. If you don't get a pop, you're not doing anything.
No, dead silence means you're not doing anything.
That's what notice the machine guns.
It's hard to decipher actual decibel noise when there's music playing throughout the whole stadium. How are you trying to say that nobody got a reaction and there's literally people? What are you talking about?
People go for the cotton candy man. just say it.
When Jey Uso, just a second. When Jey Uso comes out, can you tell the people are happy that Jey Uso's out?
With all due respect, that's a stupid question. Of course they do. It's Jey Uso. Okay, we're talking about the difference between Dakota Kai and Jey Uso.
You know, Jimmy doesn't get a pop. Jimmy doesn't get a pop.
Jimmy definitely gets a pop.
He doesn't get a pop.
He gets a pop because he's a part of the bloodline alone. Yes, he does.
When they hear that ding,
don't try to switch this on Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso gets a pop. Jimmy Uso gets a pop. Stop the madness. Stop the drilling. Stop the oil.
All right.
It's my pick.
What's your wild card pick?
I sent it to you on the side there.
Just a second.
Give me Sting, Nikita Koloff, Dustin Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, and Barry Windham.
Sting Squadron is not here. Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself that I didn't put that there.
What one?
Sting Squadron.
Yeah.
Versus Dangerous Alliance, right?
Yes.
Dangerous Alliance? Okay. Yeah. I thought so. That's a classic. I don't know why I didn't put that. You know what? The list was so damn long.
You're a WCW guy too, so that's kind of crazy.
I was a WCW guy, but listen, the list was so much. My eyes was just.
Yeah, I give you props on that one. It was a lot of work to do.
This is a lot. Let me see where we at. Okay.
No trades because he's not giving up bloodline, so it don't matter. So therefore, I'm happy with every pick I have.
All right, so let's get a quick little. Yeah, there you go. By the way, Sting Squadron was a dumbass name.
It is. Anything that has Squadron in it as a faction name is stupid.
All right. As a recap, here we go. Looking at picks 1 through 5. It's basically old school versus new school. If I would have known it was going this way, I would have just changed it completely. But it's who most people know versus maybe a daddy and them know. That's basically what it is. But still,
who doesn't know who's on my team? That's bullshit. You know them all, whether you saw them or not. That's
Nikita
different. But
Koloff.
you know them.
Not a lot of people know.
That's like
Nikita
saying you know the Beatles or the Doors or Jimi Hendrix.
Not a lot of people know Steve Williams. Not a lot of people know the Midnight Express. I will be honest with that.
I would say maybe Midnight Express. No, Steve Williams. I'll give you that one.
Okay, not a lot of people know the Undisputed Era.
Get the fuck out of here. Stop.
Okay, all right.
It's the same damn name they have in fucking AEW, Undisputed Kingdom. It's the same fucking people.
But we're gonna look at the big draft board here for everybody because I'm not reading all these names. But here's Mike's big draft board in totality. We'll put this on social media so you guys can see if Mike Knoxxx redeemed himself or if he took another L to executive consultant who has more of a modern day list. I'm not going to say you know what? I'm going to be honest. It doesn't look good for you, Mike.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
No.
I'm only saying it in this retrospect is respectfully, EC did what I usually try to do during drafts, and he has diversification on his.
He has popularity.
He has variety.
He has current picks. That's it. That's all he has.
But he has variety. And picking 2 women's war games teams, that's a big step.
Well, one has Shotzi, so it doesn't matter. That kills it. I can destroy every single team he picked.
3 Hall of Famers.
I can destroy every team he picked. Every team he picked, my team that goes against them beats that team.
What about Cody Rhodes' team?
Team versus team, 1 versus 1. My team, I think, wins every one of them except for maybe 1.
And that's the bloodline?
Maybe. That's a maybe because you have to understand something about the 4 horsemen. In that time, there's no bloodline without the 4 horsemen. There's no NWO without the 4 horsemen. There's no DX with the 4. The 4 horsemen was the originators of winning everything. Styling, dressing, profiling, all that shit. You know what I mean? But it's okay. It's all right. So listen.
You trying to tell me they can't be surpassed?
No, come on, there you go with that shit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think, with the exception of the first list, I think the rest of the list is shaky. Like the 4 horsemen, like Nikita Koloff told them. You're shaky. That's all.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our draft. Once again,
thank God. Halftime. Shit.
Well, actually, I don't really pay attention to halftime, so I can keep on going. I can tell you from list to list, each one, why Mike Knoxxx listed some dog shit, doo-doo, poop at the same time, right?
Because I like you try to come back all hard. Just a second. That sounds stupid.
Just a second. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, my list took that poop over. Look at this shit. Oh, so Dice says, yeah, please go ahead. Shit on this list, right? Shit on this list. Let's look at all this stuff in standard definition, right? So,
well, first of all, just a second, because you sound stupid again. Just a second, because of modern technology, it is all in HD. It is all in high definition. They got the Wizard of Oz in 4K, so you're wrong. Ding dong, hello.
Can we show dice? There we go. Solo layout. I want to let you know, I'm giving you all the props and respect in the world. Okay, just a second. I'm not joking. I'm dead ass serious. I'm giving you respect and props. You took the time to put together this list for this draft, and I want you to know I completely appreciate the work you put in. I know this was not easy. I know it's not easy. I know it was tough. I know it was time consuming, and you could be doing things better with your life instead of going around finding these pictures from the.
Stop it. Get some help.
From the Encyclopedia Britannica. It was amazing. I appreciate it for you to get these things, right?
Your list is so stupid because you don't believe your own list. You don't believe your own list.
Does anybody notice that when Mike is trying to sit here and insult somebody, all he can say is say, "You sound stupid. Your list is stupid. This is stupid."
I'm sorry. No, you say it's just a second, which is no. See what I'm saying? Just a second. With all due respect, you sound stupid.
Hey! Just a second. You want to see something stupid? Put together Mike's list again. You'll see something stupid. That's stupid, right? His other defense is, oh, without the 4 horsemen, there would be no bloodline. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Okay, who the fuck cares? Because now we have the bloodline, which took the 4 horsemen thing and perfected it to another level. That's why they were number 1. That's why I said I'm not going to defer, because I want to make sure you weren't going to. Yes, the bloodline is better than the 4 horsemen. Yes, I said it, Mike Knoxxx.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I've said it too, but it's okay. You said perfected.
Perfected the formula. They made it better.
No, different companies, different production adds a lot of value to things.
You're right.
And I think that puts things in complex in a sense there. So context. Sorry.
Hold on. My headphones disconnected because you were talking bullshit. Hold on. Let me see if it's allowing you to talk. Hold on.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's exactly what my headphones said to you just a second ago. That's why he disconnected. Now, what were you saying, Mike Knoxxx? I'm listening. Ladies and gentlemen, the sound you're hearing right now is Mike Knoxxx going back in time to All right. So you know what? Hold on. I'm not done. Can you put Mike Knoxx's picks back up there? Hey, Rockstar, let me ask you a question. All right. The last time you're watching the History Channel, Do you remember? Hold on, can you come back? Can you come back? You know what? I always learn you cannot go in the future until you know where you came from, right? And Lord knows Nikita Koloff is somebody that I admire.
Not to mention he's been on our network and getting interviewed.
Okay, well, more respect to you, Nikita Koloff. 1 for being on our network, 2 for still alive and kicking. Because you went through those war game matches, and only Mike Knoxxx remembered that. Only Mike Knoxxx remembered that. You thought he was dead?
They tell you fight back. Fight back.
You thought he was dead. You thought he was dead. It's okay.
All right.
He is the Russian dude with the big hat. And we got some good picks here. The Road Warriors are good picks, though. The Road Warriors are great picks. I can't. I will never say anything against the Road Warriors. Never. You know what I'm saying? They were doing things so much better in my lifetime and before my lifetime. That's how good they were. You know what I'm saying? I heard about them before I was conceived.
All right. I got some Chinese food waiting for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have something for
everybody.
everybody.
And end up being this old as Mike Knoxxx picks.
So, you know what? I just realized
SMD.
I just realized that we have top 5 moments for the bloodline scheduled on Thanksgiving. I'm
that's
sure
not going to happen. That's not happening
gonna
that day.
happen.
That's not going to happen.
We have to figure out when we're going to do that. But next, we do have top 5 Raw theme songs from.
Good luck with those 12 views.
That's going to be hard. That's gonna be hard. We might have to swap that out for the bloodline.
Oh, just a second. That's going to be a banger. That's going to be a banger.
Raw versus SmackDown?
That's going to be a banger.
No, it's not. If we can't play the music, nobody's going to know what it is. We're not going to be able to hear it.
Last time we tried to play music, we got popped.
It's not gonna be.
We did nothing but instrumentals that were like remade instrumentals, so you can have an idea of it, and it still got copyright infringement on it.
I don't think that's gonna work. But I'm anticipating this is gonna be a big show for us. So I want to throw out something. We can also build off of top 5 moments of Degeneration X, NWO, NWO Wolfpack, 4 Horsemen, anything dealing with factions, because we still need to get December on lockdown. Just throwing that out there. But we do have something for everybody. Where is the something for everybody video? Okay, there we go. All right, Mondays you can catch the Mike Knoxxx show at 6 p.m. and then followed by the Raw review show on Mondays after Raw. They need to bring back that 3rd hour. I'm sorry. NXT on Tuesdays with Bad Guy Jack and Barbara. And then somebody's wasted on Wednesday.
Last time I saw Sheriff was black. But
yeah, you know, that's why I just stopped.
You're like white girl waste. Somebody's wasted.
Somebody's
wasted Wednesday.
Predictions.
Women wasted Wednesdays.
Call all elite women with friends now.
Wait, what day is? I'm sorry. What day is WarGames? Next Saturday?
Yes, next Saturday.
We got a double whammy.
No, it's not.
No, it ain't. It's the weekend of WarGames. Is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
All right, so we got to figure out a prediction show as well in there on the calendar somewhere. And then Saturday, you guys come back for the SmackDown Penitentiary. Any last words before we get up out of here? This was another dog fight.
Go Birds.
Might call it a dog walk, but yeah. So
Go Birds is right.
I did not pick Imperium, so I don't know the fuck y'all talking about. All right. I did not pick Nyla Rose, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. Stop the drilling, stop the madness, stop the oil. Come on. Can I get out of here, please? I'm gonna watch my game.
All right. You ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna turn the Xbox on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for Mike Knoxxx, for the executive consultant, I am the Zia Silent. We're gonna leave you guys with a top 5 commercial before we get up out of here. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, be humble, live, love hard, drink, berry, be merry, be awful, and rest in peace, Dave Briscoe. We have a little inside joke here. If you're here just a second, take a shot, take a drink, or whatever you got.
I don't think I'll be able to do the show, but I'll try.
That's why you don't bring
even if it's water.
now.
Well, yeah, do water. Yeah, do water. But yeah, I agree. I'd let Sabrina go first. I think that's their classy move. So,
and anybody who has taste will never pick Wesley.
Just like anybody of taste wouldn't pick Dominic Mysterio, but we know he's going to be your number one. So,
just a second. No one said that.
Okay, here we go. I'm actually. This is wine in here too.
What? Dominic Mysterio. What? Dominic Mysterio. I don't know if you can hear me exactly.
I already know.
Wow. We get a steal.
I love Ricochet. It's not a big deal if you have it, because if anybody else were to have him, I'm happy it is you. That one up there, if he wanted to, we probably could have picked him to just see me angry, but I'm good.
I love that. Was that claps for me?
That is very admirable.
That is not,
my trade proposal is going to be real quick. You ready? You ready, bad guy, chat?
Yes.
I learned that trick with Sabrina. You leave him waiting. I have no trade. I have no trade options.
Go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, home.